Hi, this is Matthew from Everybody Community. We're doing a project right now, a betteramerica.club. This is to kick off community in America and kind of get things rolling. This is a project that I've worked on for several years. I'm hoping to launch that this year, 2024. Today is March 12th, and I'm here in Thailand. I'm preparing to go to America in the next couple of weeks and promote this project and let more people know about it and sign up people to get involved in the project. Right now it's about 9 a.m. here, which means I think it's about 10 p.m. In Eastern Standard Time. And then it would be 7 p.m. in Los Angeles. So I'll be flying to San Diego and starting in San Diego, visiting San Diego, Los Angeles, San Francisco, Sacramento, Portland, and Seattle on my trip this time, and seeing if some Americans are not so much in a bubble that they can understand, look, we need to build community. We need to take responsibility ourselves. And that doesn't mean hiring a new tyrant in office that's going to send us to war, that's going to steal all our tax dollars, that's going to raise our taxes or whatever. Well, other people get super rich, billionaires get super rich, and they really make the call. They really make the decisions. And we've got how many thousand people living on the streets? Excuse me, living on the streets in tents, shooting up drugs, dying for all to watch while we walk around them. I remember I read a book by, let's see, what was that? The book, I think the book was Looking Out for Number One, or maybe it was Winning Through Intimidation. The guy's name escapes me right now. I'll think of it. And he said, it's so sad that the people in Calcutta live and die on the pavement. The businessmen walk over them. There's such disparity in richness. There's the super rich, and then there's the people that are living and dying on the pavement. Robert J. Ringer is the author. And I learned a lot from that guy. I learned a lot. And when I was 17, 18, 19 years old, I was reading his books and thinking outside the box. Or for this video, let's talk about thinking outside the bubble. Now, I have three sisters, and one of them I've been in communication with mostly. I mentioned to her many, many years ago that when she was part of her Christian cult, she was in a bubble. She wasn't really aware of what was going on. She was isolating herself. And this is who she is. This is the kind of personality she has. And a lot of people do that. They pick, who are my friends? Who are the people that are like me? I'm only going to stay around them. And I won't really be exposed to the outside world. I'll stay in my own simple world. I'll watch my soap operas on TV, or I'll watch my dramas. I'll have more babies, and I'll raise my babies to think the same ignorance that I think. And I'll protect myself. I'll go to my church and I'll read my Bible every day. And this is kind of a cocoon where a butterfly never emerges. You don't get out of this cocoon. This is just a bubble that you live and you die in. And you never really learn what's going on in the outside world. You never really travel. And if you do travel, it's about evangelizing. It's about trying to impose your mind virus on other people, because that's how viruses work. Viruses are designed to self-replicate. That's how it happened with COVID, right? So they're designed to spread. They don't kill their host. They're not going to kill you. They're going to help you just continue to function. And the more you can function as a believer in your cult and share that cult with other people, then the virus is happy. Now, this is kind of an automatic thing. We can't really say the virus is conscious. Like we put that idea on some God. We say this God is thinking and watching, and oh, he wants this to happen. He's testing you. He's testing your faith. I mean, this is absolute baloney. 14,000 children are dying every day while we think we're arrogant enough to think that God is testing us deliberately. No, that's just what life is like. A plant that's growing up in the forest might have an elephant step on it and smash it down. Is it going to survive or not? Did God do that? Is elephant the God? No, this is what happens with life. Okay. And how do How do we have a better life? How do we grow? It's through nurturing. Nurturing, it's about love. It's about seeing what we need and accommodating our own needs so that we can grow up to be big and healthy and strong and be empowered. And that's what community is about. And that's not what cults do. When you live in a bubble, you're isolating yourself. It's almost like creating a greenhouse where you're not really connected to the outside world and you're not able to survive in the outside world. So what my sister did was, we had a little bit of a get together. I was staying at her house. She was nice. She let me stay at her house while I was working on my project there, and I thank her for that. I'm very grateful for that. She's quite generous. And so I stayed in the basement in a room that was in a very nice bedroom in the basement, and it was wonderful. And while I was there, there was New Year's. New Year's came around. She had some friends come over. The friends had a son. I'm sitting in one room and I'm talking to the father, and I've been telling him, look, the U.S. military is not always right. In fact, a lot of things they're doing are completely wrong. And they went in, they believed in WMDs in Iraq, and they killed 1 million people. And there were never any WMDs there. And we knew it, and they were lying about it. How about 9/11? Why are there so many secrets about 9/11? Why are there still secrets about JFK, which happened, what was that, 1963? We still don't know. They're not telling us. The government's not telling us. Look at this difference in power. Look at this difference. And people living in this bubble, they live in this cult bubble. They don't think outside the box. They stay home. Maybe they'll do something really nice and they'll go to the people that are changing from Islam to Christianity in Philippines, and they'll support them and they'll say, oh, you're right. Islam is bad, it's wrong, and Christianity is right. In the meantime, they're not empowering people. They're not respecting what people believe. They're not working with people to hold them accountable while nurturing them. What is nurturing? Nurturing is empowering people. You want to be a Muslim, be a Muslim. You want to be a Christian, be a Christian. But don't go bombing other people. Don't go killing other people. And don't stop interacting with them while you're in your own limited bubble of just your own little friends. Now, they had a son, these friends that came to the house, they had a son, and he was getting all excited about weaponry and how to kill Iraqis when he's going to go to Iraq. Why was he going to Iraq? I guess, America, when they invaded Iraq and destroyed the country, and it's still a mess today, they built, I think, was the largest military base in the world there. I think they called it the Green Zone. But trying to maintain that. And when you invade another country, you need guns to do that because you kill people that are saying, hey, this is our land. What are you doing here? You need to kill people that do that, that challenge you and say, no, this is kind of our place. So you're not really welcome here. That's what the Palestinians said. Look at the pushback that they've gotten from the invaders. But it's really their place. They've been there hundreds of years. That's their homes. That's where they live. Anybody who comes and invades, they never lived there before. They were never there. They're bulldozing homes and, oh, we own. No, you don't. You never lived here. You probably came from another country. And you think you can come and take the land from the people, and if they resist you, you can kill them. So this is kind of an ideological bubble. Doesn't matter what ideological bubble that you choose, if it's not based upon love. Love is empowerment. Love is respect, kindness, consideration, communication, working together and cooperating, okay? And if you're not doing that, if you're saying, oh, we're going to kill these guys because these guys are bad, we can't share, we can't go outside of our tribe. You can't marry someone outside your tribe. That's so completely racist. That's so much in a bubble because you're incapable of interacting with people outside of this limited world that you've created, but a limited mind and a weak emotional makeup creates this necessity. When you're living in a culture and you're surrounded by people who are also weak-minded, they're not courageous enough to say, wait a second, maybe those guys, even though we don't agree about a God or we don't agree about a political party or we don't look at things the same way, I respect them. I love them. I want them to thrive. I want them to be happy. I'm not going to condone anything bad they're doing to hurt other people. But if they want to believe let them believe what they want to believe. And let's get along and let's work together. And this is what community is about. And this is what we have such a limited amount of. Because weak-minded people People that isolate themselves and live in bubbles and think that it's okay to go and kill the bad guys because that's what your government, your military industrial complex has brainwashed you to do. That's what they say to do, so I'm going to do that. Very, very simple-minded people, people that can't think outside the bubble. And most Americans haven't traveled. I don't know what the numbers are as of today, but as of a couple of years ago when I checked, it was something like 80% don't even have passports. They can't even leave the country. I used to leave the country before I had a passport. I used to live in San Diego and I'd go to Tijuana to party. And you didn't need it. And they didn't even check. Now I'm sure it's very, very different. So how many people are going to Tijuana anymore? How many people are going to Mexico or going to Canada? Can you go to Canada anymore without a passport? I don't know. I don't think so. I think you need to have the right ID to do that. But most Americans, they don't have that. They're isolated. They're in America and they're proud of America. Yeah, there's some really great things about America, but there's also some horrible, horrific, terrible things about America. And we need to jump outside that bubble, get outside of that bubble and be open to the really painful truths about what's really going on. Once you're familiar with what the truths are about your country, about America, about what we've been up to, about the things that we've done and that we are doing, then the next step is this: what's the solution? I'll tell you what the solution is, because I've been working on this for like almost 60 years. The solution is people working together without that bubble around them, people cooperating in community and working through the problems of community. People get into these nasty, ugly fights about the stupidest thing. Your tree is dropping leaves on my driveway. And people go to war over stuff like this. People go to war over nothing. People raise their kids to go to war and go kill people when there's really no issue whatsoever at all. You know what's going to stop war? People saying, I'm not going to go die for you. Biden, you want to fight? You want to support Israel with the genocide? You do it. You go. Biden, you go. The people who tell, I'm not going for you. That's a bubble I was never part of. I never saw war as a good solution to anything. You can't get along, so you kill people because you're incapable of getting along, because you don't understand what a bubble you're in. You don't understand how isolated you are from reality. And you don't have the principles of the golden rule. Treat each other with love and respect. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. This is the foundation that we need to base our communities on. Mutual respect, love, and empowerment. We want, like a plant, I think about a flower, water that flower, give it the sunlight it needs. Don't give it too much sunlight. Don't give it too much fertilizer, because that can kill it too. Give it the right amount of water, not too much, not too little. And it's going to grow up and it's going to be strong and it's going to have a great life. And that's what we need to do for each other. Nurturing, love, respect, kindness, and accountability. People go around hurting each other. They go around with evil intentions, bad ideas in their mind. But an instant stop to that by working together and saying, hey, we don't allow this behavior. And we're watching you. And that's part of love. Support. And that's what we need to do. And that's not what we're doing. Fighting over politics. Racism is alive and well in America. Why? People are living in a bubble. Oh, my race, the color of my skin, this is my tribe, these are my people, and this is what I support. And if you were born with skin of a different color, there's some problem with you, and I don't like you because of that. Is this sickness? And you live inside that culture and you believe that garbage, and that's your bubble. Get out of your bubble. Pop that bubble. Come live in reality. And come live by the principles of love, understanding, kindness, cooperation, and working out problems. And it's not an easy thing to do. But this is what humanity needs to do. This is the next step in evolution. It's not about more transistors that can fit on a chip. It's not about AI. AI is never going to get us there. And we'll see that real soon. What we need to do is think about what's going on in this world. Why do we have so many thousands of people living on the streets in tents, ODing in America, which is supposed to be a pretty good country, right? People are so proud of it. Wake up. Why do we have this situation? It's because we don't have community, because we're not working together, because we haven't evolved mentally, spiritually, emotionally to the point. This is the game inside your head. Evolving into a human being that is humane, that doesn't go to war, that doesn't go to fighting like some crazy rabid animal that just bites everybody. This is about being calm, take a deep breath, think things through, work together to build each other up, and hold those accountable that are being evil about things. And that's how it works. And that's the future of humanity. Stay in your bubble, die that way, that's your choice. You get to do whatever you want. But I recommend you be part of the evolution of humanity. Be part starting in a better America because it's the best place in the world to start. Make this world a better place first at home here in America. Let's do that. And once we do that, maybe we're going to stop invading other countries and stealing their oil and killing their innocent, defenseless citizens with our advanced weaponry. Because I think you should know by now that advanced weaponry gets us nowhere. That's a toughie. And it doesn't matter how high your IQ is. It's about your compassion quotient. How compassionate are you? And that's the real intelligence that matters. Okay, that's my rant. Thanks. This is Matthew, Everybody Community. Hey, like and subscribe, please. Thank you.